So that was a really good job there by Kyle Larson, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Straight Talk 400 from Homestead Miami Speedway. Because Larson has been good all day, and I mean, he was fourth in stage 1, second in stage 2. He came from not the front of the pack on the final restart to get all the way up to the front and to go for the win. But it was a good drive. He did really well. He looked after the tyres. He is good at looking after the tyres. So it's not particularly surprising that he did well. Likewise, the other drivers who ran well, especially towards the end of the race, are drivers who have been doing well at these sorts of tracks, not only recently and also in the next gen era, but have sort of been slept on in terms of form. Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher. I mean, that top 5 were pretty good. It's not just them that were running well. Ryan Blaney was going well until he had a second motor failure of the season, but it's one of those ones where it's not necessarily the front runners in the championship that have been performing the most well. There's people who've been consistently there and have either shown glimmers of race winning potential or just had absolute rotten luck. I mean, Wallace with a top 5, it's his first top 5 of the year, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't been running well. He's caught up in wrecks. I think this is his first properly incident-free weekend of the season. But I guess it means that the B streak is over, right? Byron, then Bell, and then it was Berry. It could have been Bowman. I thought it was a bit of a stretch to include Bubba Wallace as part of the B streak. But at the same time, Buescher would have been somebody who would have been able to extend it as well. And Byron had, some good performances. Chase Briscoe got a top 5. Well done to him. He got 4th behind Denny Hamlin. Ahead of Denny Hamlin even. But yeah, it's a bit too far removed now from the B meme being the thing. I mean, I think, my gosh, we're almost coming up 10 years on it starting to be the thing. That meme is well and truly gone. But the motif that probably hasn't is the motif, this continuing argument from NASCAR fans that Homestead should host the finale. And you know what? I get it. It's a mile and a half. That is the most prevalent kind of track on the schedule. It's its own kind of mile and a half in that it's a lot more like the kind of ovals that most people would stereotypically think of when you think of an oval racetrack, right? It's not a D shape, it's like a capital O typeface, right? And it's one that has great racing. It's one that can produce really good battles. It's one that can produce a lot of strategy as well. I mean, think about the fact that the main reason why Larson was able to win is because the fact that he looked after his tyres a lot better than others. The only downside, I think, to having Homestead so late in the season, especially at the start of November, is a matter of climate. If you're running it after September into October through to November, you're more likely to find inclement weather. You're more likely to end up in, say, hurricane season. I know it affects Florida. I know Miami is a little bit south, so it wouldn't be as much affected as, say, if you were in Tallahassee or Pensacola. But it could be something that still affects it. I mean, either way, it would be fun. I think that one of the things, though, is just the whole championship format needs to be overhauled. I'd much rather, as a fan, see that overhauled than see, just plastering over it going, okay, we'll change it to a different track every couple of years so that it keeps it fresh. Because what it means is then, say the Penske advantage that they've had at Phoenix goes away, then a Hendrick advantage may come in for Homestead, or you go to Charlotte and it's a JGR advantage, for example. It's just moving around the problem rather than dealing with the problem itself, you know? Anyway, those are my thoughts and feelings. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for watching and joining, folks. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.